coached by Kelsey Anderson. Well, the Cougars, number 11, Lauren Anderson, her first, team first.
Riley, go get the ball. Go get the ball. Sands, come over here. Take it out. Riley, come back forward. Close pop out. Close pop out. Go, let's go.
Well, I think it's 10, Nikki Bush, her first, team second, Cougar substitution. Number 20, that's on Terre being in the game. Basket was good, relying with one free throw, 32, Haley Gilbert. Two balls, that's on Harry. Foul on Cougars, number 11, Lauren Humbershaw, her second, team 6. At the line, shooting number 10, Carson Martin. Ball ball, possession Cougars. Foul on the Patriots, number 12, Mila Bolton, her first, team first. Into the Cougars go 1, Nancy 10. Into the Patriots 22, Maddie Ellsworth, and 32, Haley Porter. Foul on the Cougars, number 20, Lasana Aaron beating her first, team 7. Basket was good after the timeout, but that one free throw from Mila Bolton. Timeout Cougars, a full timeout. No ball possession of Patriots.
Corner zone. Sandy, take it out.
First, second, team 8 this half. Patriots into the 1 line.
Hey, Blue. Kilo.
At the line, shooting 1 line, number 32, Haley Wilbur. Patriots number 22, Natalie Ellingworth, first, second, team 4. Due to substitution, number 15, Allie Undersaw. Blue balls, underside. Blue balls, underside. Into the Patriots, number 22, Maddie Ellensworth. Timeout called by the Patriots. 30-second timeout. 3-point by the Panthers. Oksana will major in marine biology at Ball State. Ladies and gentlemen, Oksana Herendeen. Our third senior, Allison Hopkins. Allison is escorted this evening by her parents, Colonel Scott Hopkins and Annette Hopkins. Allison is a 2-year video club member, is on the academic honor roll, and was Female Weightlifter of the Year in 2017. She plans to study criminology, criminal justice at Indiana University. Allison Hopkins. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for our class of 2019 girls basketball seniors. At this time, we would also like to honor the seniors from Terre, Haute, North. First, we have Quincy Klingerman. Also, Andrea Kirschner. Kieran Ellery. And Bailey Ziegler. Let's hear it for all the seniors here tonight.
Welcome, welcome to Bloomington North Cougar Lady Basketball. Tonight's a very special game. It's senior night here at Bloomington North High School, and tonight we have a special honor for our 3 seniors, 2 players and 1 manager, and those interviews are coming up right now. Hey guys, it's me. You know me from 84 Feet with Phil Beck, but today I'm in the gym. Behind me is the Bloomington North girls varsity basketball team practicing. And they are preparing for the end of their season, which is coming up tonight. On this very night, we're going to be celebrating the North seniors. And so our first North senior up here is Brittany Clark. Brittany is a manager this year on the team, and we're going to talk a little bit with her about her experience with North basketball. Brittany, finally you've made it to senior year. Here you are. And tell me about what you do for the team here. What do you do? What are your duties as manager?
I keep track of the stats during the games.
Okay, stats during games. Do you have other duties? Practice duties?
Yeah, I keep track of the score clock and fouls during.
Okay, so being a manager is a lot of responsibility, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you used to play. Did you like that?
Yes.
Yeah, and how's this year been for you?
It's been very good.
Okay, and how about your team? How do you feel about your team? Here we are ending up the season tonight. We're heading into sectionals. Are we upbeat? Are we ready to go?
Yes.
So you're feeling good about everything?
Yes.
What would you like to share with us about what's like your favorite memory or the best thing that you've done as a player or a manager for the North girls team?
My favorite memory was when we beat South last year.
Yo, that was pretty good. We televised that game, and that was really a good one. Okay, my last question for you is this. Of all the girls on the team, who's the biggest slob? Who has the messiest locker?
I'd probably say Bentley.
What's that?
Bentley.
Uh-huh. Can you say the whole name for us loud?
Bentley Groos.
There it is. So now we know who's the biggest slob on the team, too. Thank you so much, Brittany. Good luck in your future, and we appreciate having you on the program tonight.
Thank you.
Hey guys, I have another senior here with me right now, and this is a senior player, and this is Lexana Herendine. And we're going to talk to Lexana here a little bit about what it's been like to be a Cougar this year. Lex, how long have you played basketball for the Lady Cougs?
I played 2 years. I played my freshman year, and then I played this senior year.
What happened in the 2 years in between?
I was the manager.
Oh, so cool. So
Yeah.
you played as a freshman, you were a manager for 2 years, and then you earned your way right back into
Yeah,
the team.
yeah.
Not only back onto the team, but you're starting.
Sometimes.
That's a pretty good jump, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. How's the season been for you? Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. Normally, playing with these guys, I love them.
Good.
They're great.
Yeah, that's a good thing. You know, here we are on our last night at home. This is going to be our last game tonight at home. How does that feel to you? Are you sad? Are you happy? Are you celebratory?
I'm scared because I haven't played for that many years, and my experience is as much as the rest of these girls, and I just really want to do well for them.
Okay. It'll be nice if we can have a good game tonight on our last home
It would
game
be.
of the year, right?
Mhm.
And then we head off into sectional play. How's the team feeling going into sectional play? What do you think?
They're excited.
Are we pumped up?
They really want to beat someone and get down to the finals.
Okay. Well, I hope we have some good fortunes in the playoffs and we get to play a few games, right? Because that's the dream. Tell me about your overall experience here. What would you say has been your favorite memory or your best experience, or what's the one thing you've learned that you'll never forget? Something along those lines.
At North or at the
Yeah.
At North?
Yeah.
I'll never forget the social studies wing teachers. They're so weird.
The social studies wing? I'm a social studies teacher, people.
Yeah.
Am I one of the weird ones?
Yeah.
All right, I'm proud of that. Hey, here's a quick question for you. I won't tell anybody the answer. But who's the biggest slob on the basketball team? Who keeps the messiest locker?
Oh, we have a few people like that, but they're all pretty good. They keep them in their little rows.
Yeah, give me number one slob.
Number one's.
Yeah,
I don't want to call anyone out
you
though.
have to. Part of the deal here.
Maybe Nadia.
Maybe Nadia. All right, very good. Hey, this has been Lexana Herendine and we appreciate you being on the team. And thank you for entertaining us this year. And good luck in these sectionals.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. My guest now is Miss Allison Hopkins. Allison is a senior on the Lady Cougs basketball team, and here we are on senior night, so we want to celebrate her her career here at Bloomington High School North. First of all, how's the year going for you? Are you having a good time? I know you guys haven't had a super successful season with wins and losses, but are you learning? Are you having fun?
Yeah, this season I kind of took it as it's my last year. I'm playing with some pretty bad injuries, but I just want to have fun. And that's what I've been doing. So.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
When it comes right down to it, you have a good time, you make some good memories, and high school's been good for you,
Yes.
right? What's been your favorite memory over the course of this particular season? Is there something that stands out at a practice or a game? Or
After we get some wins, we usually, whether it's an away game or a home game, we come back and we go into the locker room and we play music and we just all dance and just have so much fun.
Okay.
So lots of fun after wins, especially.
Okay, so it's really cool just to be with your teammates
Yeah,
for the most part, right?
My teammates are my best friends. So.
Yeah, that's good. Let me ask you about your career here at North. What do you enjoy about Bloomington North High School?
It's just everyone here is very welcoming to like diversity, whether it's different cultures or just differences in personalities. So like I haven't had a teacher that I haven't really liked, or like I've never met someone who just was so rude or anything like that. Like everyone here is just genuinely pretty good people.
That's terrific. One last question for you, and I'll let you get back to practice, and this is it. Who on the team is the sloppiest person in the locker room? Who has the messiest locker?
Ooh, well, I don't want to call her out, but it is the end of the season. I'm a senior, I got nothing to lose. My person right next to me in the locker room, Stephanie Nicola.
Stephanie
Stuff
Nicola is the biggest
everywhere,
slob.
yes.
All right.
I
This
have
is the
to
first
say.
year I've done this when I've had different answers from every person that's come up.
Really?
That's very interesting, and
Really?
you can watch
Yeah.
them later and see who the others said,
Okay.
okay? All right. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for being
thank
with
you.
us today.
Yeah. No problem.
This has been
Yeah.
Allison Hopkins. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Cougar Den here at Bloomington High School North, where we have senior night tonight. This will be two of our players' last games and our manager's last game, and so we'll talk to you a little bit more about them. Hopefully you saw the pregame interviews with them, and those will run again at halftime. So if you missed them, stay tuned at halftime and you'll get a chance to see those one more time. My partner tonight is Ken Howard, like always. Ken, good evening.
Good evening, Steve.
And tonight we've got a matchup between Terre Haute South Patriots and the Bloomington North Cougars. And what are the records of our teams here tonight, Ken?
Well, Cougars sitting at, I think, 5-16, Steve, and I don't see a record here listed in front of me for Terre Haute North. But kind of a challenging season for the Cougars, maybe not what they expected, but a lot of youth on the team, and we're happy to be back because the last time we were together for a women's basketball game, probably one of the more enjoyable and exciting sports events I've ever attended.
It probably was. I think the last time we did a girls' game here at the Old Den was Bloomington South last year, which ended on an absolute last-second putback. And we're about to have the national anthem here, and so we'll take a quick break for that and let you listen along at home as we have this outstanding recording that we play to honor America tonight.
We've got girls basketball action between the visiting Terre Haute North Patriots and your Bloomington North Cougars. Women's National North would like to extend a warm welcome to Terre Haute North High School fans, Principal Robin Smith, and Athletic Director Chris Painter. We would like to wish the Patriots good luck in today's matchup. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask everyone to stand, remove all hats, and join us as we honor America in the playing of our national anthem.
All right, folks, we're back, and I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Steve Philbeck, and Kenny's going to give you the starting lineups here for both teams.
So it looks like starting for Terre Haute North, Zoe Stewart, number 10 at point guard. Also guard number 22, Andrea Kirshner. Sophomore starting forward, Ansley Michael, number 33. Bailey Ziegler, 34, starting at forward. And number 40, Shaylin Bell, 6'1", junior, starting at forward. Now for the real deal, the Bloomington North Cougars.
Oh, we got to fire them up for the Cougs, Ken.
Oh, yeah. Starting at guard number 1, Bentley Grooms. Great photo featured of Bentley from the win against Edgewood the other night, featured on the North home page. Number 3, Ainsley Urbanski, starting at guard, junior. Number 11, Aaron Lillis, starting at guard. One of our seniors we're honoring tonight, number 5, Allison Hopkins. Great kid, great player for many years here for the Cougars. And starting at forward, Lexana Herendeen, 5'8", senior, number 40. Another kind of player that's been around the program for a long time and contributed a lot, Steve.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I really hope people got a chance to see those little interviews we did, because these girls are all just outstanding, along with Brittany Clark, their manager, and their interviews were terrific, all of them, and I really enjoyed them, and the girls are delightful and intelligent, and they all have very bright futures ahead of them in whatever it is that they choose to go into. We're about to tip off here. I believe the Patriots are 7-16, and so we've got that information under our belts now, so we could have a good one here tonight. We'll see how things go. Hopefully our kids are pumped up for senior night and ready to get down and play hard.
So some laughs in the jump ball circle here as 5'8" Erin Lillis is squaring up against number 40 Shaylin Bell, listed at 6'1", and I think that everyone on the court is having a good time seeing the matchup there, and Shaylin Bell is just able to edge Erin Lillis out there for the jump ball.
She did get the tip, but I think Erin jumped a little higher. Her hand was up a little higher.
Ball moves from Bell down into the corner. And Terre Haute North looks like a similar season that the Cougars had. Some challenges, but a lot of youth on the team, it looks like, as well.
Cougars open up in a 2-3 zone here, and see what the Terre Haute does to handle that. Well,
Zoe Stewart, nice spin move into the center of the zone, and gets that little jump shot that I think you're looking for against that defense, isn't it, Steve?
Exactly where you want to get the ball. If you can get it right in the center of that zone, it creates all kinds of problems.
So Lillis controls, leading assister for the Cougars, sitting a little over 5 assists per game, and finds Ainsley Urbanski, who can't quite connect there for the Cougars, and the ball is brought back by Terre Haute North.
That was a really nice pass on that play.
So Stewart, cross-court pass. It's Andrea Kirschner who's controlling the ball a lot as well for Terre Haute North, and Kirschner fires from 3 and absolutely drains it. So that's a 5-0 lead with 6:48 here to go in the first.
All right, Erin Lillis here brings the ball up. We have 2 girls on this team who've been playing since they were freshmen, and that would be Lillis and Urbanski, and they're obviously experienced players and by far our 2 best scorers on the team.
Absolutely, with the Cougars averaging 40 points a game and Urbanski scoring 19.4 of those per game.
Yeah.
I think we'll know who the Cougars will be leaning on. Stewart fires from 3, no good off the back rim. Rebound corralled by Hopkins, and it's Lillis coming back up the floor, and a little bit of pace here for the Cougars to start the game early. Urbanski fires, a long 2, connects the 18-footer. Nice stroke there from Urbanski, and first points on the board for the Cougars.
Yeah, Ainsley's a shooter. She's an outstanding player all the way around. Obviously 19.2 points, almost half of the Cougars' point totals coming from one player, and so she clearly leads the team.
Close to leading the team in rebounds and leading the team in steals as well, so a remarkable player, still with a year left for the Cougars, which is encouraging moving forward. Lillis, Urbanski seems to have a pretty clear advantage there, and a lot of contact with
I think we
Bell.
missed a call there. Sorry, ref. I don't mean to be too critical, but holy crap, she got pounded.
Even Bell's having a bit of a laugh. I think she knows she got away with one.
Oh, she got hammered in there. It's unbelievable that wasn't called. It really is. I'm in shock a little bit.
I don't know, Steve, you're kind of taking my role here, insulting the referees.
Oh,
like
sorry.
that.
Yeah, I got to be careful. I don't want to
stepping on toes
you there.
Loose ball foul here, and the ball's going to stay here with Terre Haute North, who will inbounds with Kirschner, I believe it is.
Well, you know, Ken, as an old referee myself, it's a little hard for me to jump on him too hard, but when it's that bad, you got to say something.
Kirschner, Bell squares up from 3, won't go. Rebound corralled by Terre Haute North. Good look inside. Kirschner with the layup and puts it in, and that's a high percentage shot. Cougars really got to box out and eliminate those second chances.
Yeah, and then we got into some poor defensive position, weren't prepared at all for that pass, and really should have been.
Stewart stays with Lillis. Hopkins looks into Urbanski. Urbanski, nice little scoop shot, and able to kind of pivot around the defender there, and a strange bounce, but it goes down for the Cougars.
We'll take it. 7-4 score right now, 5 minutes to go.
3-point deficit, and a little carelessness with the ball. Kirschner trying to connect with Bell, who was open in the post, and I think it's first time out of the game. Well, we can't quite tell. Hopkins doesn't think so, but it is the first time out. And we'll see what Coach Jermail and Coach Dobrenz can dial up here to try to close the deficit with 4:52 left in the quarter.
We're going to have a sub here. Goad is going to come in for Herendeen, I believe. And normally, I think Goad is normally a starter. And I think they gave Lex on a start tonight as a senior, although both of them play quite a few minutes. And so, basically the Cougars kind of have a 6 or 7 player rotation out there that they go with.
And Go just a sophomore, but a big part of that win against Edgewood last night and corralled a number of rebounds and is really just below Urbanski in that category. So hopefully that'll clean up some of that defensive glass there for the Cougars, which has not been a strength so far in the game.
Yeah, she's a good-sized girl. She's, she can get in the weight room a little bit and work. And really put her mind to it over the summer. She can improve and be a real factor.
Wow, great pass from Urbanski. A little bounce pass down there in the post, and Bentley Grooms is able to finish. She's psyched up and ready to take a free throw, hopefully to tie the game here for the Cougars at 7.
Bentley's a big effort kid. I really like her a lot. She's got a great attitude, and I think she works pretty hard as I've seen them in practice.
Groom can't connect, and there's Goad with the rebound and the physical play. Wow, jump ball, but if they'd held on a little longer, she was going to wipe the floor with that kid down there.
Yeah, she'd have swung her all the way around. She could have.
So ball stays with the Cougars, and it'll be Urbanski to rebound to Lillis. Goad dribbles into the middle, loses possession, and another jump ball. She ties her up again. And that was Bailey Ziegler who got tied up with her down there, and possession will go to Terre Haute North.
Yeah, it was a tough move. She tried to go to the left hand, and that's the side the player was on, and I kind of don't understand it, but here we go with Terre Haute ball.
Ball controlled by Zoe Stewart, guarded by Hopkins. Kirshner probing the perimeter, trying to find a way into the interior. Ball temporarily loose, and it's going to be a jump ball. Great hands by Urbanski there to avoid making contact, and that's going to be Cougar ball now. 3 jump balls in quick succession, Steve. And the Cougars keeping it close here, 6-7 with 4:13 remaining here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be a good game, but it's shaping up maybe to be a pretty close one.
Lillis, nice behind the back move.
Be nice to see our girls get a confidence builder tonight as they go into the sectional next week.
Urbanski steps into the interior, fires a shot, won't go. Leaning a little for contact, didn't quite get it there, and ball will stay here.
Yeah,
for
the only
moment.
contact she got was the other girl's hand on the ball. Yep, got a little cheerleader infraction out here. They seem to have dropped a piece of a pom-pom on the floor.
And a round of applause there for the temporary interruption, but we're back to action. And you can tell, Terre Haute North read the scouting report. You see the 6'1" Bell guarding Allison Hopkins. They know she's a threat from the perimeter, but able to keep then Bell out of the interior and get a little layup there.
Yeah, we were talking about Hopkins before the game, and well, you had told me her three-point average was about 38%. Not too bad for anybody at any level.
Well, that'll land you a contract in the NBA, so we'll see if they move Bell back to the interior here in response. Stewart with that nice mid-range jump shot, just like the first one of the game. She sinks it to give Terre Haute a 1-point lead, 9-8.
Here the last few minutes, we've just been kind of alternating the lead back and forth.
Hopkins guarded by Bell. Urbanski fires from 3. Nice feed from Grooms, won't go. Rebound corralled by Stewart, and it's Terre Haute coming down with pace. Kirshner on the wing. Ziegler mishandles the pass, and here comes Lillis. Nice behind the back move. Into Grooms, can't connect. That's a block for Bell. Giving up a little height there. Grooms trying to finish on Bell on the inside, but ball coming back. Cougars on D.
Cougars have been in a man defense for the past few possessions here. It seems to be working a little better for them than the zone that they started in.
Stewart guarded by Hopkins, gets to the baseline. Nice little teardrop floater, won't go. Didn't even connect with the rim. Kirshner can't connect either. And here comes Grooms with a head of steam. Let's see if she can finish. Nice little scoop shot. Can't quite go. She was running a bit faster than she thought there.
Yeah, I think her mistake was she looked back. When you look forward and there's nobody in front of you, no reason to look back. Just keep on going, look at the basket, and hit your shot.
Now in comes Stephanie Nicola, great free throw shooter, good rebounder as well for the Cougars, all right up there near the team lead in limited minutes. So we'll see if she can get some rebounds, get to the line, and maybe kind of inject a little life into the Cougars.
Yeah, Nicola would be their 7th player who plays in the regular rotation.
Bell to Kirshner. First shot of the game for Quincy Klingerman. Gets her own rebound, and foul called there on the shot, I believe. So she may be shooting too. First we've heard from Quincy Klingerman today.
Bentley compounded her problem there. The girl shot, and then Bentley failed to block out. The shooter got the ball in front of her, and then she fouled her from behind.
Klingerman hits the first.
Nadia Trent comes into the game.
Another big-time rebounder, defender for the Cougars. Rebound corralled by Urbanski, and she brings it back up the floor. Nicola gets stuck double there in the corner, and ball will stay with the Cougars. One thing you like, though, is the movement off ball by Nicola right after getting into the game. A little more than we've seen so far from the Cougars, who don't generate a lot of assists on a lot of their field goal attempts. So good to see some of that off-ball movement.
Yeah, she's bringing a lot of movement and a little action to the game, and the Cougs kind of needed a pick-me-up right there. And maybe she's what they needed to get this game going.
Urbanski can't find Lillis, but does regain control of the ball after a tip. Down low to Trent. Great pass. Great finish by Nadia Trent to corral that little bounce pass there. And we've got a tie game with just a minute to go here in the first. 10-10 possession with Terre Haute North. Klingerman guarded by Nicola. Bell. Trent doing a good job to stay with her despite losing positioning for a second. Cougars closing out well on some of these feeds after penetration. Really nicely done there for the Cougars, but they do bail out Terre Haute North with a foul there off the ball.
Got 41 seconds to go here, and it's Terre Haute's ball out under their own basket. See what the Cougs can do here in the last 40 seconds with this game. Man-to-man defense.
Urbanski doing a good job showing hands for Stewart, not letting an easy entry pass into the inside. And great jump there on the double, and I think that's going to stay here, but we will at least turn the possession arrow here with 25 seconds left.
Yeah, it was a nice job to double down and create the held ball, and that'll waste one possession for them, which means if things go as they are now, the Cougs will get the ball out at the quarter.
Nice little baseline pass to Kirshner, who steps back, takes the baseline jumper, and hits it. The mid-range jumper has been successful thus far for Terre Haute, but I don't think Bloomington North can be too upset with giving up those kinds of shots. Lillis, beautiful drive, blows by the whole defense for Terre Haute North, and an easy layup to tie it at 12. 3 seconds remaining. Stewart, mid-range jumper, and the shooter's touch will go, man. Incredible arc and touch on the mid-range jumpers from Stewart tonight.
That ball played like the old Bedford home run. And if you ever played at Bedford, I don't need to explain that to you. Even people who play down there, they'll admit to you that the home rim's a little looser than the visitor's rim. And so their home end in the second half, ball will lay up there and just roll around and fall right in. It's the oldest trick in the book, people.
So 2-point game, Cougars down, but I think probably Coach Tramiel and Coach Dobrin's got to be somewhat pleased with the energy level. I think that a few of those shots rim out for Terre Haute North, and we're talking about a decent Cougar lead. So I don't think they're taking high percentage shots, but they're sinking them for now.
Yeah, I don't think either one of these teams play poorly. They're just, the players, they're just not the caliber players that you see in the top level schools around the state. Having said that, both teams are young, as you pointed out, and we're expecting better things in the future for both of these teams. And I know here at Bloomington North, Coach Termale has been trying his best to build a program, not just a team. And so he's looking down the road, 2-3 years, and see what we have coming in, and see if we can keep our kids who are in our district to play here in our own school, and build our program in that way, because that's how we did it with the boys when I coached. And we just kept our kids home. We didn't allow other schools to recruit our kids, and we ended up at the state championship in 1997 with kids in our district.
So it's Lillis, Nicola, Trent, Goad, and Urbanski out on the floor for the Cougars to start the second quarter. And they caught Nicola walking there, just a little bit too much speed into that jump stop, and she stumbled a bit, and it'll be Terre Haute ball. Was just 8 seconds gone here in the second.
If you're curious about team fouls right now, the Cougars have 4, and Terre Haute South has 1.
So Urbanski guarding Kirshner. It seems like whoever the primary ball handler is, that's who Urbanski will be guarding here for the Cougars. And Goad and Trent seems to be who they want to throw at, the people with sides who are working on the interior.
The mistake there was that the defender got too close to the offensive player, and she was able to beat her with 1 step. You got to give them at least an arm's length so they can't beat you with that first step.
Kirshner to inbound, finds Stewart. Ball's loose temporarily, but she corrals it back. And she'll try Lillis again into the interior. Nice little floater off the glass, and just wonderful body and shot control on the move for Stewart. Nicola finds Urbanski. Quick close, and may have been bailed out a little bit there with the foul call, but it'll be a side out here for the Cougars.
Yeah, I'll give it to the ref on that one. He had a better angle than I did, but it seemed like a pretty generous call for us on that one.
So substitution going out for Terre Haute is Abigail Wright. Hopkins approaches the scorer's bench. She'll come in, hopefully for a little perimeter shooting, with Bell still on the bench with a foul or 2. Urbanski penetrates, right hand scoop, and they'll call it on the floor. So no foul shots yet, but Cougars will retain possession. Nicola steps off the court. Hopkins comes on. We'll see if she can get anything going from the outside when she's not guarded by the 6'1" Bell. Urbanski penetrates through quite a bit of contact, and a little push in the back there on Trent. Cougars still able to get position for the rebound despite the contact. Hopkins from the corner, and a little short there on the first 3-point attempt of the game. And ball's going to be brought back down by Kirshner. Looks like we forgot to stop ball, and I think she was so surprised that she put a little extra mustard on that thing and couldn't connect.
She was able to take the ball straight to the hoop, and I think she surprised herself.
Oh, Urbanski, sweet jumper from the elbow.
Yeah, if Ainsley's open like that, she's not going to miss too many. She's got a sweet shot.
So the shot from Urbanski makes it a 2-point deficit for the Cougars. 6 minutes left in the second. Kirshner finds an open Shaylin Bell, who can't connect. Rebound Trent momentarily. Ball's knocked loose, and it's back out to Kirshner, and Terre Haute North will retain possession here and get another crack at this. Urbanski forces Kirshner to give it up to Stewart. Stewart, nice little step back jumper, just on fire right now. I think maybe missed 1 attempt, but shooting at least 80% from the field.
Yeah, she's got a pretty shot. No question about it. Her form is really nice.
Urbanski able to get open on the baseline, penetrates into some traffic, draws a foul.
Ooh.
They got her for a travel before the foul.
She did a little stutter step thing there just before she got hammered on that one. Well, Coach Dobrins is up over there. Big shout out to that guy, Austin Dobrins. Good young coach. He's Termale's assistant right now. Dobie coached with our boys team, and he's just an all-around good guy. A big shout out to Dobrins over there on the bench.
So
And I had to do that because he made me.
well, Ansley Michael and Shaylin Bell check back in, and the Cougars coming with a little pressure as Grooms comes back on the floor to give a little more speed. Trent coming off. And I got to say, Steve, shot from Stewart can't connect.
Looks
You
like we're
obviously
not
don't
sure
know,
what defense we're
you
playing
don't
there.
know Mr. Dobrins as well as I do, man. I lived with the guy for a year.
Oh, is that true?
And I'll tell you what, he's an even better guy than you said, Steve.
I believe it's true. I believe it's true.
So, ball comes out here to be inbounded by Urbanski. We've got Grooms, Lillis, Goad, and Hopkins out on the floor, and immediately Bell's right back onto Hopkins, prevent that three-point shot. Oh, just a little bit of an out-of-control bounce pass there. Lillis can't get her hands on it.
Yeah, she thought she was leading Aaron to the ball, and Aaron didn't know it. So that's a communication issue.
So 5-point deficit. Cougars stick with the pressure.
Cougars keep this pressure on right here. They're having a hard time. They're not over yet. I mean, that was pretty close. I'm just saying. They messed around a little longer than they should have.
So Stewart over to Bell here on the baseline. Bell can't connect. Kirshner corrals a rebound. And we've got a wide open Michael. Can't connect off the back rim, but Cougars fail to box out, and it's right back into the interior. So first shot of the game, I believe, for Emma Saunders won't go. Gets down on the floor with Goad. That's not a battle anybody wants, and that's a travel. And the energy from Elise Goad caused the turnover. Great job by the sophomore.
Absolutely. I wondered if the official was going to get that one right, and to my surprise and happiness, he did. That's one of those calls that you never know how that's going to go, especially at the high school level.
Well, this is my first time getting to watch Elise play, and it's pretty impressive. Anytime that ball's hanging out there loose or anywhere near the floor, she's right on top of it and making good things happen for the Cougars on defense and on the boards.
Yeah, she's pretty scrappy. Her brother is a scholarshiped collegiate bowler. Pretty cool thing there. Get a scholarship for bowling.
So Grooms can't connect. Not sure if someone got a piece of that. Urbanski tried to go over the back and get the rebound, but a little too much contact for the referee's liking. And that's going to be the 6th team foul on the Cougar. And we've got a timeout. So 14-19, Cougars down 5, 3:55 left to go in the second.
All right, well, we'll see if there's any changes to be made here with Terre Haute South jumping into the lead. I think that one of the things Coach Termail's got to be talking to our girls about is defense. A couple possessions ago, I was starting to announce that they were in a zone, and then the ball shifted sides, and I thought, okay, now they're in a man, and I don't think the girls were sure what defense they were in there, so we may have a little communication problem. We'll probably get that straightened out real fast here in this timeout.
And you hear Coach Dobrins calling for people to show hands, and it looks like when the Cougars are in a good stance, hands are out. Terre Haute's having a difficult time, but the second those hands start dropping and the knees start locking, it looks like you're seeing more of those open jumpers from Stewart and other people out there.
Yeah, when you're in a zone, you want to keep your hands wide so they have to throw the ball up. And if they throw the ball up, your chances for picking off a pass are pretty good. I think in a man defense, you're better with your palms up. Then you can slap at the ball from below, which is almost never called a foul. And if you slap at it from above, it almost is always called a foul. It's a good little hint for kids who are learning the game, because you need to play defense with your palms up, slap up at the ball.
So no changes for the Cougars here lineup-wise. Pressure still seems to be on, but they'll kind of back off and let Stewart, I apologize, bring it up, guarded by Lillis.
Man-to-man now, we know for sure. That's a tough call. She did put her hand on her. It didn't really affect play, but this isn't soccer. You got to call them when they happen.
Bailey Ziegler going to take her first shots of the game here from the free throw stripe, senior from Terre Haute North. And
Terre Haute is in the, they're in the bonus now. Still just 3 fouls on them, so we have a ways to go. Probably won't even get to the bonus in this half.
So
7-point lead.
Ziegler's second does connect, and it will be Lillis bringing the ball up. Interesting to see that, you know, with Bell guarding Hopkins on the perimeter, Hopkins in turn guarding Bell, giving up, you know, a good 6-7 inches, but giving it all down there on the defensive end. Urbanski fires a three and is going to get in a shot for a 4-point play to get the Cougars right back in the neighborhood of the
The
deficit.
foul was under the basket.
Oh, wow.
It was an over-the-back foul on us. The basket's good, but they'll go the other way now and shoot the 1-and-1.
Wow, my apologies. I saw the referee give the both hands up, and I thought we were looking at an and-1 situation, but instead it'll be Kirshner taking a free throw.
Well, the important thing is we've got this down to 4, and she missed, so here we have a chance to, oh no. Ah, boy, that was just a little careless. Got to know where your feet are.
So 3:25 left in the second, 4-point deficit. Cougars not really being careful with the possessions here, which is probably one of the biggest problems we're seeing here tonight. Bell looks out to Kirshner on the baseline, can't connect, goes down, and looks like it's going to be a jump ball. Nicola tied up Bell, and the ball is going to stay down here with Terre Haute, and Cougars just can't seem to get possession back.
Yeah, Bell's a pretty scrappy player. She's been in on a lot of these situations where we've had people fighting over the ball, and she doesn't give it up easily.
Deep shot from Michael won't go.
Got a push off.
And I missed the play, but you could hear the whoop from Coach Dobrens, which signals it's a good thing for the Cougars. And now it's going to be Terre Haute bringing the pressure with Bell trying to get in the face of Hopkins on the inbound. Ball comes into Goad. Goad dribbles up with the left hand, finds Urbanski. Urbanski looks inside to Nicola. Nicola looking for Hopkins out there, the hot shooter, but can't quite connect. And I think it was Ansley Michael got a hand on it to knock it out. Cougars will retain possession, though, with 3:08 left in the second.
At least Goad shows a lot of intelligence on the court. She positions herself well. She's smart with the ball. I really like watching her play tonight.
Well, it's exactly the same thing she shows in the classroom every day, and it's no surprise to those who know her. As Hopkins fires finally an open three, can't connect. Urbanski, great offensive rebound to Goad. Goad finishes strong, and Elise Goad, definitely the unsung or sung hero of the night so far for the Cougars. Only a 2-point game, 2:41 left in the second.
Yeah, and that was a really smart pass by Urbanski. She had just the tiniest sliver, found her, and got it right to her.
Great footwork here from Stewart. Can't connect this time, however, and it's Hopkins taking the rebound for the Cougars. Lillis with a head of steam. Obviously one of the faster players on the court. Can't connect on the layup, but that's the second or third time she's kind of blown completely through the Terre Haute defense and caught him off guard.
Yeah, that nobody stepped up to guard her at all. She went straight to the bucket, and again, you know, it's called a layup for a reason, because you're supposed to just lay it off the board, and sometimes you get excited and you pound it off that backboard and you just don't have a chance.
Up comes Kirshner, guarded by Urbanski. Ziegler to Michael. They're looking to work Bell in the interior, and she lays it up over Nicola. Kind of a high percentage shot there, and back with the pressure. Cougars turn it over in the center, right where you don't want to, and that's going to be a jump ball, and I think we'll keep possession this time, though.
Well, Erin Lillis just turned and, I mean, fired that ball. She's about 5 feet from her, and she threw it like it was a full-court pass, and it just bounced right off her.
So the pressure relents here for a second as Lillis is able to walk it up cleanly, guarded by Stewart. Urbanski to Nicola on the baseline, puts her head down, gets in. Real straight up and down layup, drops it right in.
If we get to the basket against this defense, we have a chance to score often. They don't do a real good job in their man-to-man defense of playing the half line away from the ball, and so the middle tends to be open when you drive in there.
Okay, Bell guarded by Nicola. Not been a great matchup so far for the Cougars. Hopkins, good pursuit, but couldn't quite get a hand up fast enough, and that's a shot from mid-range from Michael. And Cougars break the press here. Fast break. Goad can't connect.
She did the right thing. She just missed the shot.
Urbanski really flying all over the court, able to corral the loose ball and get it back to Lillis, who takes a jump shot, clean block there, and it's brought back up by Michael, who's an absolute speedster out there. Takes a step back three, nails it, and that will be a 7-point lead, just 49 seconds left here before the end of the half. Pressure's on, Stewart gets a hand on it and able to take the ball back for Terre Haute. Michael fires again from three in rhythm and nails it with a hand in her face, take it to a 10-point lead before halftime.
This has been a rough minute here for the Cougs, unable to get the ball up the court.
Hopkins, good pass to Goad to Urbanski. We got a 2-on-1 here. Let's see what Urbanski does with it. Left hand layup and does draw the contact and foul darn near an M1, which really would have helped the Cougars out, but we'll take the free throws anyways.
When you get trapped in a backcourt like that, the idea is what we would call split the defenders, which means to get a receiver in between the two defenders, and then the ball handler can step between and make a pass between the two. And we didn't get anybody down there for that.
So Bell's going to get a quick rest here at the end.
Good. She's a tough customer out there.
Urbanski's second. She connects. Now we're looking at an 8-point lead for Terre Haute. 20 seconds left. Cougars trying to make a last defensive stand here, maybe get a bucket going the other way. Ten seconds. Ball control by Terre Haute, looking for Kirshner on the inside. Urbanski won't let him have that. Lillis guards Stewart. Stewart takes that shot on the way down. It loses a little bit of mustard, and that's going to be an 8-point deficit. That press there at the end got us, Steve, but I think that, you know, the Cougars are scoring when they can get the ball down to their side of the court.
Yeah, I think that, you know, offensively we're doing fine. We're just missing some shots that we should hit. Defensively, we could do a lot to improve our game down here, and then we're going to have to learn to handle that press a little better if we're going to have any success in the second half. I think Terre Haute's got a feel for what our weaknesses are right now, and they'll try to exploit those in the second half if they can, and hopefully we take care of some of those weaknesses so they're not any weakness in the second half to us. We'll see how the second half goes. I don't think that the 8-point lead is insurmountable by any stretch of the imagination, and so stay tuned for a good second half, and also stay tuned. I think we're going to show you the dance team here, and then right after that we'll have the senior interviews for you, and then we'll be back with the second half. We're going to cut out for a time being. Enjoy your halftime, folks.
Grubenhoff, Emily Nicholas, Laura Milner, Cameron Milanovich, Sophia Wren, Ida Reisner, Shiloh Rockhill, Avery Rollins, Whitney Williams, Keelan Moreland, Avery Leonard, and Piper Riddle. Once again, let's hear it for the DHSN Girls Elementary Basketball League participants.
Basketball. Tonight's a very special game. It's senior night here at Bloomington North High School, and tonight we have a special honor for our 3 seniors, 2 players and 1 manager, and those interviews are coming up right now. Hey guys, it's me. You know me from 84 Feet with Phil Beck, but today I'm in the gym. Behind me is the Bloomington North girls varsity basketball team practicing. And they are preparing for the end of their season, which is coming up tonight. On this very night, we're going to be celebrating the North seniors. And so our first North senior up here is Brittany Clark. Brittany is a manager this year on the team, and we're going to talk a little bit with her about her experience with North basketball. Brittany, finally, you've made it to senior year. Here you are. And tell me about what you do for the team here. What do you do? What are your duties as manager?
I keep track of the stats during the games.
Okay, stats during games. Do you have other duties? Practice duties?
Yeah, I keep track of the score clock and fouls during.
Okay, so being a manager is a lot of responsibility, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you used to play. Did you like that?
Yes.
Yeah, and how's this year been for you?
It's been very good.
Okay, and how about your team? How do you feel about your team? Here we are ending up the season tonight. We're heading into sectionals. Are we upbeat? Are we ready to go?
Yes.
So you're feeling good about everything?
Yes.
What would you like to share with us about what's like your favorite memory or the best thing that you've done as a player or a manager for the North girls team?
My favorite memory was when we beat South last year.
Yo, that was pretty good. We televised that game, and that was really a good one. Okay, my last question for you is this. Of all the girls on the team, who's the biggest slob? Who has the messiest locker?
I'd probably say Bentley.
What's that?
Bentley.
Uh-huh. Can you say the whole name for us loud?
Bentley Grooms.
There it is. So now we know who's the biggest slob on the team, too. Thank you so much, Brittany. Good luck in your future, and we appreciate having you on the program tonight.
Thank you.
Hey guys, I have another senior here with me right now, and this is a senior player, and this is Lexana Herendine. And we're going to talk to Lexana here a little bit about what it's been like to be a Cougar this year. Lex, how long have you played basketball for the Lady Cougs?
I played 2 years. I played my freshman year, and then I played this senior year.
What happened in the 2 years in between?
I was the manager.
Oh, so cool. So
Yeah.
you played as a freshman, you were a manager for 2 years, and then you earned your way right back into
Yeah,
the team.
I did.
Not only back onto the team, but you're starting.
Sometimes.
That's a pretty good jump, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. How's the season been for you? Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun. Normally, playing with these guys, I love them.
Good.
They're great.
Yeah, that's a good thing. You know, here we are on our last night at home. This is going to be our last game tonight at home. How does that feel to you? Are you sad? Are you happy? Are you celebratory?
I'm scared because I haven't played for that many years, and my experience is as much as the rest of these girls, and I just really want to do well for them.
Okay. It'll be nice if we can have a good game tonight on our last home
Would
game
be.
of the year, right?
Mhm.
And then we head off into sectional play. How's the team feeling going into sectional play? What do you think?
They're excited.
Are we pumped up?
They really want to beat someone and get down to the finals.
Okay, well, I hope we have some good fortunes in the playoffs and we get to play a few games, right? Because that's the dream. Tell me about your overall experience here. What would you say has been your favorite memory or your best experience, or what's the one thing you've learned that you'll never forget? Something along those lines.
At North or at
Yeah.
At North?
Yeah.
I'll never forget the social studies wing teachers. They're so weird.
The social studies wing? I'm a social studies teacher, people.
Yeah.
Am I one of the weird ones?
Yeah.
All right, I'm proud of that. Hey, here's a quick question for you. I won't tell anybody the answer, but who's the biggest slob on the basketball team? Who keeps the messiest locker?
Oh, we have a few people like that, but they're all pretty good. They keep them in their little rows.
Yeah, give me number one slob.
Number one's.
Yeah.
I don't want to call anyone out,
You
though.
have to. Part of the deal here.
Maybe Nadia.
Maybe Nadia. All right, very good. Hey, this has been Lexana Herendine, and we appreciate you being on the team, and thank you for entertaining us this year, and good luck in these sectionals.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. My guest now is Miss Allison Hopkins. Allison is a senior on the Lady Cougs basketball team, and here we are on senior night, so we want to celebrate her career here at Bloomington High School North. First of all, how's the year going for you? Are you having a good time? I know you guys haven't had a super successful season with wins and losses, but are you learning? Are you having fun?
Yeah, this season I kind of took it as it's my last year. I'm playing with some pretty bad injuries, but I just want to have fun. And that's what I've been doing. So.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
When it comes right down to it, you have a good time, you make some good memories, and high school has been good for you,
Yes.
right? What's been your favorite memory over the course of this particular season? Is there something that stands out at a practice or a game? Or
After we get some wins, we usually, whether it's an away game or a home game,
And Stewart guarded by Grooms here. First time we've seen that matchup tonight.
All righty, here we go, and we got the Cougs starting off in man defense. Let's see if we can pick up the pressure and make these guys turn it over a little bit.
Lois guarding the speedster Michael, who's been able to get open for a couple threes tonight. A little pick and pop here with Bell, and inside to Kirshner, who's doubled. Bell, long baseline jumper, that won't go. Rebound up for grabs. Grooms did not touch it that I saw, and she's going to let the referee know that, of course. But I don't think it's going to change his mind, and Kirshner is going to inbound here with just under a minute gone in the third quarter. Still an 8-point lead, no score here. So 23 for the Cougars and 31 for Terre Haute North, the Patriots.
They are Patriots.
Bell guarded by Goad. Goad doing a nice job keeping the hands up. Pass somehow squeaks through to Kirshner. I don't think the Cougars are really to blame for that one. Lucky bounce, and Kirshner able to capitalize.
Terre Haute also is in a man defense here.
Urbanski, step back. Three's good, and looks like the rest got her legs back under her, and a beautiful shot there, and only a 7-point lead now.
Very nice little shot fake, set her right up for this dribble and put her up. Makes the game look easy.
Stewart guarded by Grooms. Pass out to Michael, who pops the three from the top of the key, won't go. Lillis able to close a little faster than we were in the first half. Nice bounce pass, and Cougars break the press. And it's going to be Lillis with a wide open 3-point attempt. Won't go long, and a little push in the back there. Who did they get? I think they said 1-1. We don't have a 1-1 on the floor or anywhere near the ball anyways, but it may be Lillis who's charged with the foul, even though she was kind of away from the ball. I'm not sure what was going on there. I think they really were trying to get Goad, but anyways, it's a non-issue. We're back in play with Stewart controlling the ball and lofting it in to Bell, who is able to just barely control it.
That foul was on Goad. In fact, that's her third.
Okay. So nice footwork there to stay in front of Michael, the speedster, and she steps a little too far without dribbling, and it's going to be Cougar ball.
Elise Goad has been a real difference maker in the game. The Cougars cannot afford to lose her at this point. She's kind of brought a lot of energy to them, and she gives them a little beef inside.
Urbanski able to cut through on one of those kind of Rip Hamilton runarounds and dodging screeners and dodging defenders, but does not take the shot, and Lillis will reset for another opportunity, probably for Urbanski. Urbanski step back. That one won't go. Hopkins able to corral the rebound back to Lillis, and Cougars are going to attack immediately. Oh, wow, Urbanski, nice step through.
We definitely need to do a lot more of that. We've had a lot of success driving the ball to the basket against this team, and I think we should focus on getting it inside and then come back out for some of those shots.
It seems like every time that ball goes inside, every head on the turn, every head turns for the team in blue, and we're able to just blow right by them, but not having a lot of success getting it in there in the first place. Here's Stewart. Stewart dribbles, rises. Goad goes straight up and down, and Stewart's frustrated, but that was perfect defense by Elise Goad. A bit of a careless pass, but I think we got to be pretty encouraged by that defensive sequence for the Cougars. Now you got me going saying Hoosiers.
Not me. I know where my home school is.
For the record, Steve did say Hoosiers first tonight.
I did not.
It's kind of a nightly competition.
I said huh.
Here comes Kirshner down the lane. We're having a little nonverbal communication going along here, too.
It's not what you think.
But that's going to be a shooting foul on the block, and
no, it is.
It'll be 2 shots for Terre Haute North. Kirshner to take them. 4:20 left here in the third quarter, and 5-point deficit. Kirshner's first rims out. Nice stroke. Won't quite get the bounce, and not quite as friendly as the one we saw on the other end of the floor there for Stewart early in the game.
.420 to go in the third quarter. 5-point lead for Terre Haute.
Hopkins
and 6.
and Goad do seal the interior, but it doesn't matter. The shot drops, and it'll be Lillis bringing it back up the floor. Now they've got Michael for the first time kind of matched up here against Urbanski, maybe trying to match speed with speed, but that leaves Lillis matched up against number 34, Bailey Ziegler, which is a plus for the Cougars. She's able to get inside and hit that mid-range jump shot. And the pace slows.
Yeah, Terre Haute's going to be content to kind of see if they can pull the defense out a little bit and see if they can get some drives here. I think the Cougs are smart to stay inside the three-point arc.
So, yeah, Cougars backing off of Kirshner, whereas before they were pressuring out. But, and Bell does not get a friendly bounce there on the little shot on the block. That pops right out, and it's Urbanski bringing it back. And defensive energy really stepping up for the Cougars along with rebounding. Urbanski slashes to the basket, left-handed layup won't go. Ball brought back by Kirshner.
And we missed another layup there, Ken, and that's beginning to get really frustrating for all of us, I think.
Wow, and the energy was excellent, but there's no need to go into the body there, and that's going to be yet another foul. And the Cougars already 3 team fouls for the quarter, whereas Terre Haute was 0.
And that'll be the 4th foul on Elise Goad. So I would imagine that she'll be coming out of the game now. We'll see how the Cougars respond without their energy on the court. Somebody else is going to have to pick up.
And I gotta imagine it's going to be Nadia Trent, who brings a lot of the same qualities, but Goad's just kind of having an exceptional night. So a real negative there for the Cougars.
All right, here we are back into action. We've got 3:24 to go, third quarter. Cougars down 4, and it is Terre Haute ball out under their own basket.
Kirshner going to inbound, and it is Trent who comes in to try to replace Goad. Ziegler fields the inbound pass, looks right back to Kirshner, takes a long two-pointer from the baseline. That short won't go. Rebound Urbanski, and a definite reach there, and you gotta love that it's Bell reaching. That's going to be another foul for her, and that's good news for the Cougars, who are dealing with their own foul trouble.
Yeah, that's 3 on Bell, and that's good news for us. She's been a very tough person to have to play against out there for us on both ends of the court.
So here comes Lillis, guarded by Stewart. Ball out to Trent. Mid-range jump shot will not quite go. Can't get the friendly roll. Rebound corralled by Kirshner. Pop back out to Stewart. Nice jump shot. That won't go. Rebound Bell. Bell puts it back up. Can't connect with the rim. And I can't believe they didn't get a loose ball foul on Ziegler there. Bentley Grooms had that rebound dead to rights, and Ziegler darn near knocked her off her feet, but Cougars will get the ball.
Yeah, she hit her pretty hard down there and square into her, and I was a little surprised too, no call. Bentley's taken a couple shots tonight without a call, and she's tough. She stays in there, and no whining. She's getting back and playing the game.
So Nicola steps back on the floor. Hopkins going to catch a breather with Goad there on the bench, but I don't imagine they'll be sitting too long. Ball tipped out of bounds by Quincy Klingerman, but Cougars retain possession.
Not a fan of the one-handed pass there, because if you change your mind, you can't pull it back. Keep 2 hands on the ball, and you can pull that thing back if you don't want to throw it, and I don't think she wanted to.
Lillis looking in, can't find Grooms. Grooms able to get back outside, but not a lot of penetration here for the Cougars. Stewart, good hands, takes the ball away from Grooms. She's coming back up the court, gets into the interior. Ball pops back out. That's Klingerman. Klingerman not able to connect, and Lillis got a full head of steam. She's going to take it to the rim and not able to finish with the left hand, and fast break coming back the other way with Michael.
Well, the game's gotten a little sloppy here. It's been a lot of bad passes, some bad shots, and everybody needs to take a big breath here and get back to playing some basketball.
To your credit, the turnovers have rapidly increased and strongly correlated with the number of one-handed passes we're seeing from both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to be strong with the ball.
Here's Lillis. Lillis out to Nadia Trent. Takes another long jump shot. Can't connect with the rim. She's frustrated, but she'll get it back. And here comes Kirshner. 1:30 to go here in the period. 4-point lead for Terre Haute. And we're maintaining that kind of back and forth game. Cougars haven't been on top for quite a while, but we'll see if they can get a stop here. Kirshner at the elbow, drives past Urbanski. Urbanski gets a nice little hand in there to take it away. The ball's still loose, and collected by Michael.
Michael is the one player that I would definitely be out on and make sure she doesn't get to shoot a 3, but everybody else I'd back off and to keep at least a foot in the 3-point line.
Stewart over to Kirshner. Kirshner can't connect. Ball comes back out to Michael. She steps back and fires. Can't connect with the rim. Loose ball, rebounded. And a real sloppy sequence and a number of offensive rebounds given up by the Cougars. And you got to wonder with Goad on the bench where the rebounding is going to come from tonight.
Well, I'm not sure I've seen a good block out in the entire quarter from the Cougars. They tend to be reaching for the rebound as opposed to blocking the player off.
And that's going to be a moving screen call. I didn't quite catch who said it. It was 21, Abigail Wright picking up the foul, and Cougars able to kind of close the deficit with team fouls, now 2 for Terre Haute. So Hopkins back on the floor and Bell off the floor, so an opportunity to perhaps get some shots from range and maybe close this deficit a little faster. 20 seconds left. Ball in control for Bentley Grooms. Grooms hands off to Urbanski. Urbanski leans inside, and my goodness, they called a foul. We'll certainly take it to get him up to 3 team fouls, but not quite sure what the issue was there. It looked like good defense, but we'll take what we can get.
Yeah, we'll take the ball right here with 11.5 to go in the third quarter. We got a chance to really close the gap going into the fourth quarter, and that would be wonderful for the Cougs.
Lillis looking for Urbanski, 3 seconds to go. Urbanski off balance shot, can't connect. And we won't close the deficit anymore. It'll be 4 points with just 8 minutes left to play. And hopefully we can really stretch out those minutes from Goad and other players here as we enter the fourth.
All right, we'll take a quick break here, and we'll be back in just a minute with the fourth quarter. All right, we're back for the start of the fourth quarter here, 34-30. The Cougars are behind, and the Cougars have the ball to start the quarter. Terre Haute, once again, man-to-man defense.
Lillis steps in, shot rims out. Goad back on the floor. Got to be careful with those reaches. And it's going to be Stewart bringing it back. And great hands by Lillis. And that's going to be Cougar ball. Last touch by Stewart. And, you know, Cougars starting to engage in a little bit of talk out there on the floor, and hopefully that lights a fire under them.
Well, it'd be nice if they'd talk a little more on defense to start with. That'd be where I'd get them going. It is essential to communicate with your teammates when you play defense.
Urbanski able to get great positioning on the block, able to step in, can't connect. Second shot's blocked, but Lillis able to control the loose ball, get inside, lay one up, won't go. Urbanski takes it. And an interesting jump ball call there. It was Urbanski and Michael, I think, who went down on the floor. I take that back, actually. It was Emma Saunders, whose name we haven't heard much tonight, but the ball will go to Terre Haute.
Cougars back in man defense still, and it's worked for the most part for them tonight if they can keep moving their feet and help out.
So Cougars collapse on that entry pass. Beautiful job by Bentley Grooms to stay one-on-one and not allow a switch, and allows this three-point opportunity from Lillis. Well, just can't quite get it over there. And Hopkins steps in and takes it, as does Goad, and it's going to be Cougar ball. And getting in the head a little bit of Abigail Wright, it looks like, and a great team effort there to get possession back.
Yeah, when at least Goad gets her hands on the ball, nobody else is going to take it from her. I haven't seen anybody take the ball from her tonight.
Urbanski dribbles in. That's going to be a travel.
Yeah, sometimes they call that a Euro step. I don't even know what a Euro step is.
That was a Euro step.
Man, I don't even know what a Euro step is. I can't figure out the Euro step.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, you know,
we called it travel when I was a kid.
Well, that was a pure travel. We can call it a Euro step if we want, but just one extra step there, and you know, it's unfortunate with just a 4-point deficit, but still plenty of time here for the Cougars. And we haven't seen much of Bell yet in this quarter, which is a good thing, but you'd hope we'd be able to score a little bit more in that circumstance.
Well, really, there hasn't been any scoring here in a long time. This score's been sitting on 34-30 for, I don't know how long it's been since anybody scored, but it's been a good 3 minutes of game clock time.
Saunders dribbles in. Great hands by Hopkins, and fantastic effort on the floor to keep herself from traveling and to get the ball out to Lillis, who comes up with a full head of steam. And we're going to reset, it looks like. with Urbanski at the top of the key.
That's just a good hustle play by Hopkins. There we got a little
Urbanski
foul there.
is guarded by Michael. They're trying to match speed for speed, but it looks like every time they do that, someone's got to come over and help. This time it's Abigail Wright who picks up a foul, and Cougars have the Terre Haute on the wrong side of the foul battle for the first time for the first quarter, I think. So 4 team fouls. Urbanski's first is good. 31-34, 5:58
This was horseshoes. We'd be a million points ahead. We've hit the rim I don't know how many times and not been able to get it over the rim and into the basket. But close does not count in basketball.
Urbanski's second up and in.
Couple nice looking free throws right there.
Beautiful stroke from the free throw line, and Bentley Grooms applies a little pressure here on Stewart, and it looks like they're going to try to keep the ball in someone else's hands and maybe force a turnover.
Yeah, it looks like Bentley's job right now is going to be to face guard Stewart there.
Oh, wow, fantastic effort from Grooms. Bell out in the perimeter where she's a little less comfortable, guarded by Goad, is doing a great job. Kirshner can't get in there on the backdoor cut. That's going to be Cougar ball. That's going to be Cougar ball. Great team defense. I don't think there was anyone who wasn't involved in that turnover.
And here come the Cougars with a chance to tie it up.
Willis guarded by Stewart. Grooms penetrates with the left hand, gets a nice little floater up, won't go. Michael corrals the rebound, and she's off with a full head of steam, and she's flying down the court.
Once again, we drive it to the basket. We get a good shot. We just missed the shot. But every time we drive it, we're getting good shots in there.
Michael fires from 3. There was a little fadeaway on that shot, caused it to come up short, and it's Bentley Grooms coming back for the Cougars.
That was exactly the right thing to do. Take it straight to her. As long as that girl's feet are moving, and you move into her, it's going to be her foul.
So Stewart and Bell collecting some fouls here towards the end that may hurt Terre Haute's offense, and really intelligent play there by Bentley. 4:51 to go, 2-point game. Into Urbanski. Urbanski looks for a shot, won't go. Gets her own, well, I don't know about rebound, gets it out to Hopkins. First open 3, and she connects, and the Cougar crowd is going wild for the first time all game. 4:36 left. Cougars take a 1-point lead. First time since the first quarter, I believe.
Cougars take the lead, and Hopkins hits the 3, and maybe she'll get untracked here at this point and hit a couple more for us.
And Kirshner drives. Grooms. Whoa! Oh, wow. They called that a block, and I don't know that there's anyone in the arena who agrees with it, but that's the call, and it's going to be Stewart taking a shot. Surely they didn't call it a shooting foul. Okay, yeah, no. Kirshner's going to inbound that ball. For a second, it almost looked like they were getting in free throw formation.
Urbanski stepped out like she thought it was going to be our ball.
Michael steps back, out to Bell. All Bell's touches seem to be on the perimeter. Probably not what Terre Haute wants, and that entry pass won't go. Hopkins there to intercept it. Smart play by Willis to slow it down, and oh, there she goes, right into the interior. And that's going to be another foul, and we're getting awfully close to that bonus, Steve.
And again, get the ball down, drive it to the basket, and good things are happening every single time for us. At this point, I wouldn't take another outside shot until they prove they can stop the drive.
So conditioning showing up a little here for the Cougars too. You know, at the beginning of the game didn't look like a big speed difference, but it's kind of showing here with just 4 minutes left. Urbanski gets inside, looks at Grooms. Grooms takes a short jump shot. That won't go. Ball's loose. That's going to stay down here. Last touch by 21. That was Abigail Wright. And Coach Dobrenz and Coach Jamel are going to call timeout. Cougars are psyched, 1-point lead, 3:54 left.
Well, here we go, folks. We got 4 minutes to go. It's a 1-point game, and it looks like we're going to go to the wire on this one. Let's hope the Lady Cougs can pull something out on senior night, get some momentum heading into the sectional, which starts for the Cougs on Tuesday. The Cougars play on Tuesday night in the early night of the sectional. No bye for us. The team on the other side of town gets the bye, and they will be the opponent in the second game And I believe the Cougars play East Central in that first match. So it'll either be East Central or Bloomington North versus Bloomington South on the second night of the sectional.
Is East Central, Steve, an opponent that we've played this year, as someone who's kind of a little more in touch with the basketball league around here, or is that a new opponent for us?
No, nobody around here plays East Central, even though they're in our sectional, because they're located almost in Cincinnati, Ohio from here. And it's just an incredibly long drive. The sectionals were down there for the boys, I think it was last year. And so if you had the Tuesday night game, then you had to drive all the way to almost Cincinnati. You can see the lights of Cincinnati from their high school. And then you have to drive back and go to school Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, and then go back down Friday and play again. So it's a bear to make that trip. But on the other side of it, for them, they always have to travel for their sectional games, except when it's at their place. So class basketball, it has really, really torn sectionals apart. They're wide all over the state now, as opposed to being everybody from the adjacent counties.
Well, first field goal attempt, that was Urbanski who had a bad miss, but still just a 1-point lead for the Cougars as we try to make a defensive stand here and go down the floor. Grooms on the floor, definitely a defensively strong lineup for the Cougars. Into Ziegler, hands back off to Kirshner. Not a lot of penetration here. Seems like Terre Haute's content to try to win this game with outside shots. Kirshner into the middle, takes a shot, doesn't really get her feet set, unable to kind of get any kind of control on that, and not really able to save it there for 21 Abigail Wright, and it'll be Cougar ball.
What the Cougars have done here that's really made the big difference for them is they've packed their defense back inside the lane, and that prevents Terre Haute from driving, and it also helps us with rebounding.
Great inbound pass to Goad. Smartly gets the ball back to a ball handler, and Urbanski's going to break it. We got a 3-on-1. Pass to Goad. Goad lays it in. Great pass to Urbanski. And it's a 3-point lead. 2:44 left in the fourth quarter. Ball into Ziegler.
You'll see we have all 5 people in the lane.
Handoff.
Finally starting to play that half line, packing it in there a little bit.
Everyone's got the offhand out in the passing lane, and Bentley Grooms has been absolutely tenacious out there on Stewart, but Stewart drains a long 3 to tie the game with 2 minutes left, and I don't think Coach Jermail Dobrenz would ask anybody to guard her that far out. Pressure gets to the Cougars. Turnover crowd by Kirshner.
That was a tough call. The guy was on the bad side to see that one. Actually, this time I think we did have a better angle.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that, what you said, Steve, and say no more. Oh, boy. So 2:07 left. Kirshner to shoot 2. 37-37, and make that a 1-point lead, 38-37 for the Patriots.
Well, every point's going to be important from here.
Second shot is up and in, and a 2-point lead. Cougars need to get a bucket to tie it up. 2 minutes left in the game.
I'd like to see the Cougs take it inside again.
Urbanski picks up the dribble, won't be on that attempt. Able to get in and take a little fading shot to the right, and she absolutely nails it.
Anytime Ainsley gets open, we'll take the shot.
So timeout here for the Patriots. I'd imagine they're going to get Bell back on the floor. I don't think she fouled out. I think they're just trying to give her a little bit of rest here. I imagine she'll close the last 1:45.
We've got a completely tied up game here. 1:45 to go. And from here on out, it's going to be about defense and free throw shooting. And the team that plays the better D and can hit their froze, they're probably going to end up winning this game.
So with 16 fouls for Terre Haute, do you expect North to come out and attack those defenders and try to draw one, or maybe look more for a wide open attempt?
No, I don't think they'll risk getting an offensive foul at this point in the game. What they need to focus on is blocking out and getting rebounds right now. Every time a shot goes up, they need to get their butt back on an opposing player and keep that player on their back and let the ball fall into their hands. That would be one real key for the rest of the game here. and then, of course, hitting free throws. Hopefully we keep the ball in the hands of people who are good free throw shooters, and maybe they'll make their mistakes. They have throughout the second half here, and the Cougars have done a good job driving the ball into them, and they've had a tendency to reach when our kids start to get by them, and that's going to really be a plus for us if we can continue to be aggressive in that manner on offense, but be smart on offense. I don't think we need to get crazy here. Just stay with what we've been doing.
So the Patriots will inbound in the offensive zone with 1:45 remaining. Grooms, Urbanski, Goad, Hopkins, and Lillis on the floor. Hopkins going to chase that one down. Able to stop herself. It looked like that foot almost might slide. Hopkins in the corner. Gets it out to Lillis. Lillis penetrates. Out to Hopkins. Wide open shot. Oh, she passes it up. Inside to Grooms. Great feed. Grooms back out to Hopkins. She gets another crack at it. Oh, it's just off the left rim. And Goad again.
Look who's on the ball, right?
Bell.
One more time. There she is.
You know, Goad giving up 4 inches, but just absolutely tenacious anytime that ball is coming off the offensive or defensive glass.
Yeah, and that's an important play because it uses up a possession right there. The next possession will be ours, and with 1:17 to go, that could be crucial.
So Kirshner guarded by Urbanski. It's been a matchup nearly all game.
You got to hold him right here and then see what we can do with the ball.
Bell guarded by Goad. Goad's been fantastic against Bell, especially on the perimeter.
I would think at this point both teams will hold the ball unless they get a really good shot. I would be really surprised to see Terre Haute throw something up here that's anything but a layup until the last second.
We're getting a little antsy. Stewart comes in, balls, but Ziegler able to get the rebound, can't connect. Goad absolutely throws it to the floor. Clean play, and here comes Lillis back down the court. Grooms is wide open. Grooms floats it up, can't connect. Clean block, and great defensive efforts by both teams. 34 seconds left, tie game. Exciting sloppy sequence there, but no points rewarded for anyone.
No, and I can't imagine, killing the clock for 40 seconds and then taking a crazy shot, which is, in my opinion, what Terre Haute did there. It wasn't the shot that you would have wanted as a coach to see your team take in a tie game with under a minute to play.
But
so here we go, 34 seconds.
But incredibly, and almost an Allen Iverson assist there. Ziegler's waiting right down there. There's nobody on her. That layup
and she blew the bunny
somehow,
which we did 100 times in the first half, by the way. So I mean, it's been an interesting game, if not a super well played game, but it has been an interesting game.
Just a wild sequence, and Grooms just barely unable to connect. And we'll see what Coach Dobrenz and Tremail draw up here. Do you expect them to hold for a shot in the last couple of seconds, or are they going to kind of force the issue?
No, I think unless a team has a layup right here, they'll hold until the 6-7 seconds left and try to get something up with time to get an offensive board and a putback if they can. But we'll see what kind of a play they've drawn up here. If their inbounds play works, maybe they go with it.
So we've been here before. Tie game, 30 seconds remaining.
Yep, Cougs are going to hold the ball now.
Urbanski
no reason
guarded
to take
by
a chance here.
Urbanski guarded by Michael. It's been a good matchup for the Cougars all game long. Grooms penetrates. Grooms looks outside to Hopkins. Wide open three from the baseline. That one won't go. Rebound taken by Ziegler. And a timeout for the Patriots with 15.5. I don't think you can ask for a better look than that, but a lot of time left on the clock.
Yeah, now they'll set up for one final play here. And again, on this end of the court, if the coach is smart, he'll get his shot up with about 6-7 seconds left, give his team a chance for a rebound, and not give the Cougars a chance to take it down to the other end. So one of the things that's really interesting about high school basketball without a shot clock is that the team that's behind has to force the action. And so right now, nobody needs to force the action. And so here we go. This isn't like somebody's going to just stand there and hold the ball for a couple minutes or for a few seconds. We're going to have some action right away. Cougars need to be aggressive on defense without fouling, and certainly don't foul a shooter at this point.
So Mike Allen, the coach for the Patriots, jumps into the huddle after a lively, we'll call it a lively discussion with his assistant coaches about the best course of action. And we'll see what they are able to draw up here and how the Cougars fare defensively.
Yeah, as a former coach, this is so much fun when you've got this timeout and you're trying to strategize, and if you're the head coach, which I was not, but if you're the head coach, it can be really frustrating because every assistant has an idea of what's going to work here, And so that's a head coach's job, though. You know, you listen to everybody, you choose the best option, and go with it.
So it's Grooms, Urbanski, Lillis, Hopkins, and Goad out on the floor to try to get this last stop here for the Cougar. And
we'll maybe use some clock here, bringing it up.
It's going to be Stewart going against Grooms, and Grooms has done a nice job here the whole fourth quarter against Stewart. Not a lot of action inside. She steps inside. Layup won't go. Wow.
Once again, It's Goad with the rebound, and we've got overtime tonight, Ken.
That thing danced on the rim for a good couple seconds. Looked like it had every bit of an inclination to go down. I mean, Stewart still can't believe it. And a very lively reaction from the Cougar crowd, and I think we're all excited for another 4 minutes now.
Yeah, they got exactly the play they wanted out of this, and they ended up getting the shot they wanted, and it just didn't drop. And we've seen that happen 1,000 times tonight. All right, guys, here we go. Who'd have thunk it? The way this game started off, it looked like it was going to be a really close one, and it looked like Terre Haute might just pull away and take this thing from us. And, well, the Cougars fought back. They came out really determined in the second half, I thought, and really buckled down on defense. You could see knees bent and the faces were intense, and they were ready to get after it. They packed their defense back inside the lane a little bit, shut down the drives, and it helped them a whole lot with rebounding. And the fact that they've been able to keep Elise Goad in this game right now is really, really an important factor. You can see how much she's contributed. Even with 4 fouls, she's not the tiniest bit shy about going after the ball and being aggressive. And you know what, for everybody out there, that is exactly the way you play with 4 fouls. When you try to be tentative, you get yourself in trouble. So you just play your game, and if you get your 5th, you get your 5th. But you got to play hard.
So Lillis can't believe she's got to jump against Bell again. But it's going to happen, and you got to think that things could swing very quickly in either direction with a lot of the best players on either team in foul trouble.
Well, Terre Haute gets the tip. Cougars back in man, and here we go with overtime, guys. Exciting night in the old Cougar Den tonight.
Bell to Michael. Michael definitely shuffled a little bit.
She did.
Kirshner takes a long three-point attempt. That won't go. Ball tipped out. And again, another hop that doesn't seem to be noticed by the referees, but shot still won't go down. Rebound Ziegler. Hey, Michael looks into Bell. Bell up against Goad. Goad doing a good job keeping herself straight up and down, and it's back out to Michael with 3:23 left in the overtime period. Oh, Urbanski skies to take that entry pass away, but kind of a careless pass, and Bell's going to bring it right back with Kirshner for another offensive possession for the Patriots.
Yeah, the refs missed a call there. Ainsley gave her a little shove in the back as that pass was coming in, and the girl was unable to handle it, but that's basketball.
A bit of a makeup call for a little bit of the dancing the Patriots are doing out there, I expect. And Urbanski,
that's called gamesmanship.
Absolutely erases Kirshner's attempt in the paint there, and with a little bit of authority too, and that's definitely an energy raiser here for the whole Cougar crowd. They love that one. Michael guarded by Lillis. Kirshner does get a open three-point attempt. That won't go. The fatigue is starting to set in. Shots are falling short, and it's a good rebound and a good offensive sequence. Oh, Goad can't keep her hands on it, but does get it back. And we're settled back up top with our senior on senior night, and that's a good thing for the Cougar offense. Urbanski fouled, and that's going to be 7. Now, Steve, I don't know how this rule works in high school basketball. Is that a 1-and-1?
Yes. Yeah, it's an extension of the half. So any overtimes are just a continued extension of the second half.
Urbanski's first is up and in. No doubt about it.
Well, this is who you'd want to have at the line. We can't do better than that. Again, Elise Goad, just absolute hustle. She is smart. She's on the ball. I really admire her game tonight. She's really kept the Cougars in this game.
So Urbanski connects on both. 2-point lead, 2:27 remaining. With starters on the floor for both teams here, excepting those senior night starters. Bell fires from 18 feet. That won't go. Ziegler gets up for the rebound, puts it back in. Great effort there by Ziegler, probably the shortest person in the paint there, but the effort gets to the rebound and the score. We're tied back at 41.
You know, rebounding's pretty easy when nobody blocks you out. And again, I'm extremely disappointed in the Cougars' ability or inability to block out in the entire game. No reason to give up those rebounds on the offensive end down there.
Lois holds, Bell out on Hopkins, denying the three-point attempts. Urbanski matched up against Michael, which has been favorable, but not quite there. I'm not sure. And she stepped out. Great. Grooms made a great effort to keep the play alive. Patriots made a mistake and will keep the ball. Great job, Bentley.
Yeah, everybody's careless with the ball right now, and you really can't afford that in the overtime period here. The Cougars need to do a little bit more with pass fakes. Their passes are too predictable, and they've been able to get a hand on many of them in this second half. And a pass fake high and then a bounce pass would be really nice to see out here.
Stewart down in the defensive stance, giving a clap at Lillis. Ball comes into Urbanski. Got a lot of size on Michael, and they get a foul call. I think they got Kirshner with it, and that may be a third or fourth on Kirshner as well. So every major contributor for the Patriots approaching serious foul trouble. Oh, they got Michael with it, just her second. Ainsley hits another. 1 point lead, 1:20 remaining. Oh, Ainsley misses her first. Elise Goad, offensive rebound, finish, 3-point lead for the Cougars, 1:14 remaining, and Elise Goad, hero of the night, keeping it going for the Cougars.
That admonishment about blocking out goes both ways, Ken. And Elise took advantage of somebody who failed to block her out.
So kind of a slush pick there. Stewart steps back, long three. This one won't go. And incredibly intelligent play by Lillis. She's cornered, throws it off the leg of the Patriots defender. Cougars get the side out, take a timeout, draw something up to break this press.
Yeah, it was smart work by the Patriots to immediately trap her, seeing that she was in the corner. And Aaron quickly threw it off the girl's leg. Pretty smart play on her part. Of course, the bad side of that is sometimes the ball comes right back and hits you. And so she got lucky on that one, but a good play on her part. And Cougar ball, and we've got a 1 minute, 57.3 to be exact, to go in the game. And the Cougs hold on to a 3-point lead right now, Ken. And I've got to say that things are looking pretty good if we can get the ball in, get it up the court, and then just control the ball. Try as best you can to keep it in the hands of, I would say, Urbanski certainly and Lillis, who I think are our two best free throw shooters, and then see how the thing plays out for us. But, you know, at this point we hit one of two. It's a two-possession game, should they foul us down here. And so, you know, it's looking winnable for the Cougs. Having said that, it's still basketball.
And I'll be interested to see if the lineup changes at all with the likelihood of taking free throws. Even one free throw would make a huge difference. You know, other than Stewart, we haven't seen a lot of three-point prowess from the Patriots.
Right. Yeah, and you don't want to see anybody go into the game who is more likely to foul also. So another thing to consider in all of that. You know, you want to have a good defensive team out there that's not going to do anything dumb and get you in trouble at the end of the game.
And they're going to stick with the squad that's really brought this game back for the Cougars, and that's going to be Lillis Urbanski, Hopkins, the senior, Goad, and Grooms.
Yeah, other than a special circumstance, I wouldn't play with it right now. This team's played well together. They
Ball
didn't run their out of bounds.
Urbanski, she does a great job to collect that. She's going to go to the line, and that's going to be Michael's third. Michael's frustrated because the last one she got wasn't even her. It was Kirshner, I think, that should have gotten it. And Kirshner's having a laugh saying, thanks for taking my foul. But 55 seconds left, going to be shooting 1-1, Steve?
And I would also guess that, and I would also guess that their coach during that timeout, one of the last things he probably said to his team was, don't foul number 3.
And for so many of us who work with high scorers, you know that oftentimes that thing that you say, whatever you do, don't blank, that's what ends up happening. So
and I think that's why Michael's so frustrated with herself that, you know, she knows this was like the one mistake that we were told not to make.
So Urbanski able to connect only on one of those, 4-point lead. So 2 possessions that the Patriots will have to score here to tie or take the lead back. Oh, and Lillis.
Yeah, she didn't touch it, so we're good.
She swiped at it, but didn't connect. That'll be Cougar ball.
This is a tough spot to inbounds it. Last time we did not run our play right. Let's see if we can get everybody where there's. Here we go. This is going to work better. We had one player that never got in the
You'll
stack.
see Bentley Grooms just clear bodies out, and Elise Goat as well. And it's going to be Lillis, fouled by Stewart. And I don't have any free throw numbers for Lillis in front of me, but she's been calm, cool, and collected under heavy pressure all game. So
that was a pretty good play by Coach Termale there to send the two girls along and pull the defenders away from the corner down there. You get too many people bunched up in there, and the ball comes in, and you're in serious trouble with traps. So pretty good job to clear some defenders out and leave your ball handlers on the court. There we go.
First one goes for Lillis. Yeah, gotta love Goat and Grooms, who probably expended more energy defensively than anybody, just clearing the way like a pair of linemen there. It was great to see.
Yeah, it doesn't change the fact that it's a two-possession game, but she can make it so they have to hit 2 3-pointers. And that's going to be an effort because we haven't seen too many threes tonight out of either team.
No, so it's Michael and Stewart that they need to be watching for, and Kirshner brings it up, but I got to expect she'll be kicking it to either wing here soon.
Completely would agree with you, and that's exactly what they don't do.
Wow, that was an interesting play. Hopkins gets it. Quick intentional foul by Kirshner. And if she shoots anything from the free throw line like she does from three-point land, we should be in good shape to kind of close it out here.
Yeah, I think they were looking to get a foul inside. And, you know, they were just hoping that maybe if they drive the ball to basket, they get 2 + 1 and might be able to ease their way back into this game.
Cougars leaving everyone back on defense in case of a long rebound or a fast break, and Hopkins not able to connect on the first, but you know, one more free throw made would be a pretty devastating blow for the Patriots and a cause for celebration for these Cougars on senior night.
Yeah, it's got to be feeling pretty good. We just need to hit this one, make it a 3-possession game, and we've got this thing. Just don't foul.
All right, Allison, let's go. Second one goes in. That's a 8-point lead. 7-point, 8-point, I apologize. Mathematics not a strong point.
Hey, he's
for
an
me.
English teacher, people.
Hey, fatigue isn't just harming the players, all right? We're all tired here.
Just ask him if it's an adverb or an adjective. He's got that.
All righty, so 7-point lead, 32.9 left, and it's going to have to be a couple threes just to even make it reasonably close. But the press really hasn't been that effective for the Patriots, so I don't know how they're going to get that many possessions for the time they have.
No, I think for right now what the Cougars need to do is not foul a shooter, I mean, the Cougs aren't even in the bonus. I mean, they don't even have a bonus up there yet. They only have 5 fouls. So even at this, you know, Terre Haute can handle the ball. They can foul them. They get it out of bounds. You know, we just got exactly what Coach Dermel's telling his team right now. No fouls, block out, and try to keep the ball in the hands of Ainsley Urbanski.
So same squad on the floor. They've been out there for quite a while, but they're going to come out with a little bit of pressure, maybe try to force a mistake here for the Patriots in the backcourt.
Yeah, they're going to try to make them use up a little bit of time, which is obviously a good thing for us because the clock is who we're playing against now.
Stewart guarded by Grooms.
Really impressed with Bentley Grooms' defense.
She's been fantastic. That's Abigail Wright, I believe, who takes that one off the rim, and Lillis swats it out of bounds. Ball stay down here, but still 7-point lead, 19.5 left.
Yeah, she swats that ball the other way. It not only kills clock, but we maybe get a chance to get after it a little bit.
And the seniors are coming back in. That's Lexana Herendeen coming in to play a little forward for the last 20 seconds of her Bloomington North regular season career.
Yeah, terrific kid, Lexana Herendeen. Played as a freshman, didn't play for 2 years. She was a manager for 2 years and then came back this year. And she's put in some good minutes for him. And I'm really proud of her and very happy for her as well. Just outstanding bunch of girls on this team, all of them. All the girls I know on this team are just terrific people. I'm happy for them tonight on senior night to get this.
A little confusion with the substitution, but Nadia Trent's going to come in and finish off the game.
Yeah, they'll give the seniors a chance to get a home applaud there as they go off the court now. And for us right now, it's just to run the clock out and don't be dumb. And they're going to let us play it out. They know it's over. So there you go, Kenny. We've got a win for the Cougs tonight on senior night, 48-41. Very poorly played first half, and then second half the Cougs picked it up on defense and really got after it a little bit and made things happen. You know, they played tougher defense and had fewer fouls, and that's usually the way it works out. The better your defense is, the less you foul, because that aggression is what you need. You know, when you're hesitant, sometimes you get yourself in trouble.
Absolutely, and gotta love Ainsley Urbanski and a couple other the major underclassmen contributors celebrating with the seniors and their run to the locker room to have a good old time. So
yeah, when I did the senior interviews the other day with the kids, one of the things that was really, really obvious is that these girls love each other. They really do care about each other. They're truly a team, and they really share things well. They share all kinds of things, but it's a good bunch of kids, and congratulations to the Cougs tonight. Congratulations to Coach Jeff Termale and his assistant coaches, Stu Cutshaw down there, and old Dobie, and Austin Dobie. Can't say his name now.
he's just the dobester.
He's just the dobester.
He's just the dobester.
And don't mistake that for anything else. We just said the dobester. All right, folks, we're going to get out of here. 48-41 ties it up for the Cougs tonight. We'll be back on for the senior night for the boys here when they play in their last game of the season against Floyd Central, and that is a top 5 team that we'll be facing in that one. And the Cougars are going to have their work cut out for them, but let's hope for another win. We've had pretty good success when we've done these games, Ken. So let's hope that continues as we do the boys' senior night here in a couple of weeks. I'm out of here. Thanks to everybody, all of our camera people. We got a lot of new people tonight on camera. And thanks to everybody down in the old control booth down there. We've got Mulia Ermudia down there, and of course Mr. Sean Caudell, who's the faculty sponsor for all this, and his able assistant Evan Shields, and all of our other kids who worked on the broadcast, and especially thanks to you, Ken Howard.
Thank you, Steve.
Been a pleasure working with you like always.
Absolutely, and you know, there's nothing better, it seems, for us than these Lady Cougar basketball games, man. This is the best entertainment I think we offer here on BHSN TV.
And I think that we are their good luck charm.
Oh, well, I think we do deserve a little credit.
I think we'll take it all.
I
think we'll just take it all.
Thanks, Steve.
Nice win tonight, Kenny. We'll see you on a couple of weeks back here on BHSN TV when the boys play Floyd Central. See ya.